Hey, what's happening, everybody? Pastor Mike with a Golden Word Nugget for you. Happy Friday morning to you. Listen, I wanted to continue to talk about a couple of more attributes that we discovered in Gideon, and I shared a couple with you on Wednesday, but I'd like to continue on that line. But first, I want you to know today, and for the rest of your life, just keep grinding. We've got to keep the grind going. You know, Gideon kept grinding. He literally kept grinding it in the wine press, and he was creating meals and in secret to feed the hungry people. And whatever it is that you're doing for God, keep grinding, keep at it. You know, if it doesn't look like it's working out the way it's supposed to, if you'll keep at it, then we will see some light at the end of the tunnel, right? I mean, if we knew all of the answers, it wouldn't take any faith. And so sometimes things are held from us so we can trust Him enough to see it come to fruition. That's how we get miracle stories. Wow. And I believe for you that you have a miracle story just around the corner. You know, I always say that it's not our circumstances that make us depressed or even that holds us into bondage, but it's how we respond to them. You know, boy, isn't it true? I mean, how we respond is how we get ourselves in trouble, right? So, man, I'm telling you, it is a profound statement. That is the reason I believe that Paul says in Philippians 4, if there's anything worthy of praise, he says to think on that thing, you know, take account of those things that are worthy of praise. And he talks about just fixing your mind on those things that are worthy of praise, right? In other words, whatever your mind is fixed on is manufacturing, that's what's going to come out of your mouth. Life and death is in the power of our tongue. So it doesn't matter what we're thinking about, what we fix our mind on. See the good in the situation. See the good in your circumstance right now. Any good you see, fix your mind on that, and you watch things begin to have a metamorphosis in your life. Man, I am a witness of it myself in my own life, and overcoming tragedy and all kinds of stuff, financial issues and so forth. You know, the same stuff that we all deal with. Life just happens to us. But I want you to know how we overcome it is that we have to keep some good thinking going on. That mind is the manufacturer, and it will manufacture whatever we put in it, you know. I mean, it's just like the ground. It doesn't matter what you put in it. It's going to manufacture the seed and produce fruit, whether good or bad, from the kind of seed that drops in the ground, in the soil. And our mind's the same way, right? And so one of the things that I knew about Gideon, just reading the story is that, you know, man, we talked about he was so diligent. It means that he was doing a little thing for a long time to change came. That's what it means to be diligent. You know, whatever you're working on, keep doing it unless God says not to do it anymore, you know, until change comes. But I know that the apprehension he had, he was fearful, but he did it afraid. You know, I'm not sure what you're going through or what you're facing next month or next week, but I want you to know you've got to do it afraid. Go and face it afraid. You know, and so it means a lot. So as we know that Gideon was able to overcome, and we're still talking about him nearly 4,000 years later because he did it afraid. He was afraid, but he did it. He also was industrious. He engaged in the lives of people. Even in Judges chapter 6, it says the angels sat under the tree taking notice of Gideon. I want you to know that there's angels, according to Psalms 34, Psalms 37, they're encamped around you, and they're taking notice of what you're doing. They're taking notice of how you conduct yourself, right? What I'm telling you is Gideon was brought to a place of honor over the entire country, although he was the least in his father's house. And he was his clan was the least in Manasseh. But he was brought to a place of honor. God honored him because, one, he was diligent. Although he had some apprehension about going forth and fulfilling what God had for him, he did it afraid. And third, finally, he was industrious. He was helping other people. Take your mind off your own problem and see how you can help and pray for other people. You know, as you give, it'll be given back to you, but not just given back to you. In Luke 6:38, the word says it'll be given in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I believe that for you today. Watch God do some miraculous stuff when you take your mind off of yourself. God knows what you have a need of before you even ask. You take your mind off yourself, off your family, and you begin to be a blessing to other people. Man, I don't know how it works that way. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how, a tomato seed will look like what it looks like from looking at the seed. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it is that you're going to be blessed beyond measure because you sowed seeds of hope in somebody else. I don't know how it works, but God knows and He does it, and I believe He's going to do it for you. God bless you. We'll do it again real soon.